I was looking through my old Zoom concert themes, looking for a new theme for this week, and I ran across the concert that I did that was water themed, and I realized, oh hey, I'll bet you I can do 4 concerts. I can do 3 more for one for each of the old elements. And Earth struck me first because there's a song in here that I haven't played in a long time and really wanted to play. So today I'm going to celebrate this astonishing, unique, as far as we know, and probably utterly unique planet that we live on. And we call it Earth. We named it after dirt, which I think is a pretty good choice. The more we learn about dirt, the more miraculous it gets. My sister has a degree in dirt. She's given lectures and done a tour. She did a lecture tour to campuses talking about dirt. So it's a fun thing. She was a soil specialist, and it's truly amazing. It's alive in every way with so many different things. So yeah, it turns out that the first song that I ever wrote was a song about Earth. I feel on listening to it like it was influenced by Dr. Seuss, although I don't have a really clear memory of it having been influenced by Dr. Seuss, but it feels like something from our great American philosopher, poet, lyricist, Dr. Seuss. I wrote it because I had a chord book and I did not have a songbook, and I learned 5 chords in the key of G, and decided I would just write a song that included all 5 of those chords. My sister helped with the lyrics, and my soil specialist sister. And here it is. It's called Tree. There was a man with hands of brown who came to town and settled down, and he said tree, and there were trees all over town. There was a man who was so lean he had to holler to be seen, and he said tree, and all the trees were turning green. Then came a man who was so old that his years could not be told, and he said tree, and all the trees bore fruit of gold. And then a man who was so small, no more than 7 inches tall, said tree, and all the trees began to fall. Then came a man with smoky hair who said that trees should not be there, and he said tree, and there was concrete everywhere. And then a man with hands of brown came to town and settled down, and he said tree, and there were trees all over town.
Wow.
Thank you. Hi, Amy. I was about 17 when I wrote that song, when my sister and I wrote that song. That is a folk song. Yes, that is indeed a folk song. Great. Yeah, glad to play that one for you. When I was about 12, my dad handed me a paperback book, and he said, "Here, I think you ought to read this." And it was, all I remember about it is that it had a sort of 50s or 60s style cover with bubbles on it. He said, the book with the bubbles on it is how I remember that. I have no idea what was inside except that it was science fiction. And from that day forward, I have probably read 75% science fiction of all the fiction that I read. I fell in love with it utterly. One of the great things that science fiction does for a person is to put everything in perspective. And it really reading science fiction really, again, raised my appreciation of how rare and unique and beautiful this little blue dot that we live on is. And one of the best stories and most poignant, affecting stories was by Ray Bradbury. It's called Kaleidoscope, and it's about 3 astronauts that get stranded in space while they're orbiting the Earth, and they're dying, but they can talk to each other on their suit radios. So they have pretty much the whole story is the conversation that they have. They know that they have no hope of survival, and so I was inspired to write this song called Lifeline in honor of Ray Bradbury's story Kaleidoscope. I ran into a tea leaf. How about that? That's good luck. Houston. Come in, Houston. Do you read me? Yeah, you're going to have to turn your gain up all the way. I'm not on my main transmitter. I'm on my suit antenna. Right, the shuttle door has closed somehow, and it cut my lifeline. There's a reserve, of course, as you know, in the suit. I've probably got an hour or two before I run out of oxygen. No, I tried that already. The gun's out of fuel. It's not enough to get me back to the ship, and I'm drifting away so slowly. I could almost reach out and touch the shuttle, but it's out of reach, and I'm moving away. I think I'll just turn you off for a while and look at the view. It's once in a lifetime experience. See if you can find my wife, okay? I'll turn you back on in an hour. My body floating free, I see through crystal eyes. None in all humanity has ever felt so wise. Beauty above and below me. Why must this happen so slowly? Green hills are calling me home. The voice of earth is calling, please come home. My line of life is useless now. It reaches for the sky. Helpless we come to this world, and helpless we die. Beauty above and below me. Why must this happen so slowly? Green hills are calling me home. The voice of earth is calling, please come home. My gauges glow, they're telling me my time is running low. I have no fear of death, but God, I hate to go. There's beauty above and below me. Why must this happen so slowly? Green hills are calling me home. The voice of earth is calling. Please come home. Mother Earth, I'm coming home. It will not happen soon. For the next 10,000 years, I'll be another moon. The universe will slow me down. I know how strong you draw. And maybe in 10,000 years, I'll be a shooting star. Beauty above and below me. Why must this happen so slowly? Green hills are calling me home. The voice of earth is calling. Please come home. Please come home. Can you imagine how strong? Oh, thank you. Can you imagine how homesick you'd get if you had to get really far away from Earth or leave for good? There's a lot of people who have said that they would go to Mars on a one-way trip. And sure, I can understand the adventure of it. That is a really good thing to do. But boy, I'll tell you, I'll bet you that no one has ever in the history of the world felt as homesick as I would feel if I never was going to see Earth again. Whoa! Yeah, because everything about this planet, everything about the life on this Earth is interwoven, and we grew up along with it, and the beauty, the sense of beauty of nature is out of this world. One of the in fact, that's one of the healthiest things you can do in your life is to get out into nature. All the countries in the world that have the highest happiness index. I don't know. You evaluate the happiest countries in the world, and every one of them puts a really high priority on preserving nature in the country, and I don't think that's a coincidence.
Gary, if you ever go to Mars, you'll still do Zoom concerts.
Oh, absolutely, yes, of course. Except it'll just have to be a one-way thing, because what is it? Your responses would take how long? Hours and hours to get there, right? Or, I don't know. What is the lag time to Mars? But yeah, I promise, if I ever go to Mars...
You can do it from the International Space Station.
Exactly.
I saw somebody live interviewed there. The lag time was maybe like a second.
Yeah, it's really short. It works. Okay, yeah. I'll try and wrangle that. see if I can get a gig on the space station. Me and Chris Hadfield can sing together on the space station. One of the most amazing, unique things about this Earth, it's really really is astonishing is that we have this giant moon, and compared to the other planets in the solar system, the moon compared to Earth is absolutely enormous. It's as big as it's essentially a planet. Earth is basically a double planet, and it's produces those tides. The tides are really unique. Most of the other places in the solar system don't experience that daily flow, and some scientists think that that was crucial to the development of life on Earth. That constant flux of salty, fresh, and wet, dry, back and forth at the edge of the sea may have been one of the reasons life could start here. But the moon is 400 times closer to the Earth than the sun is, and it's 400 times smaller than the sun. And what that means is that about every year and a half, when things line up exactly right, somewhere on the Earth, the moon exactly covers the disk of the sun. Unique. There is no such other place that I know of, that we know of, that's anything like that. The moons are either really small and they don't cover the sun, or the sun is really distant and the moon more than covers it. But the sun is actually about 6 times as big in the sky as what we can see. That little round disk is called the photosphere, and it's the brightest part of the sun's atmosphere. But extending out beyond it to a distance of 5 or 6 solar radii is these beautiful plasma field lines influenced by the magnetic field, like angel wings. And when the disk of the moon covers the disk of the sun and blocks out that super bright photosphere, those angel wings can come out. And it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my whole life. So I went to the 2017 eclipse and started writing this song after that, and then I went to the 2024 eclipse and finished it. It's just a straightforward story of what it's like at a total solar eclipse. When the sun goes dark, the birds don't make a sound. When the sun goes dark, the fox comes out and he looks around, and the time has come to gather round, my friends, when the sun goes dark. When the sun goes dark, the planets all come out. When the sun goes dark, the people raise up a joyful shout, and the air grows cool. You don't have time to blink. There's shadow bands and diamond rings, hot pink fire and pearly wings. The night bird calls and the cricket sings when the sun goes dark. When the sun goes dark, when the sun goes dark, and then the show is over. The diamond ring appears. Time begins to move again, and sound comes to my ears. It seems to last forever, and still it ends too soon. Shall we make a new beginning on this newest of new moons? When the sun goes dark, the bees go home to rest. When the sun goes dark, I kiss the ones that I love best. When the sun goes dark, in another place and time, look for me on the center line. Sunset colors all around, 1,000 crescents on the ground. I'll see you all, my friends, when the sun goes dark. When the sun goes dark, when the sun goes dark, when the sun goes Ah, thank you. There's lots of little details in that song for people who haven't seen an eclipse, or for people who have. 1,000 crescents on the ground. If you ever go see another eclipse or total eclipse or a partial eclipse, be sure and take a straw hat or a sieve or something that has lots of little holes in it, or stand under a shady tree, because every time the sun goes through a hole, it makes a pinhole camera and it focuses an image of the sun on the ground, and you get a crescent sun during a partial eclipse. So during those phases, that's fun to watch and play with. And one of the main things the song's about is that feeling of camaraderie that you experience with the other people who are there. Because solar eclipses happen in random places, truly random spots on the globe. So more likely than not, it's going to happen in a place where you would never go otherwise, and that takes a lot of effort to get to. And and so all these people of adventure seekers have congregated in one little place, and you just feel like it's one big club or family. Really remarkable, and that's part of what that song is intended to evoke. Greetings, David. Welcome. You are muted. If you'd like to say something, go ahead and unmute. Okay, great. Hi, Pam. There's a hand. Great. Nice to see you. I'm singing Earth songs today. I'm singing songs about the planet Earth and about the ground underneath our feet. And this next one is one of the early songs I wrote. And I played it recently, but I'm really looking forward to singing it again with a little bit different focus, because it's a romantic song, but it's also a song about the beauty of the earth. And I have friends who call themselves ecosexuals. Their turn on is the beauty of nature, and so this is my song for ecosexuals. It's called Amber. She met him at the crest of a morning hill. The sky was gold and the air was warm and still. Her mind was drawn by the wonder of his eyes, pools of deepest amber, the color of the skies, and she was lost in the ocean of his eyes, lost in the ocean of his eyes. They stood and watched the fires of day arising in hammered gold above the green horizon, as amber light poured out upon the land and clothed the hill in honey. She reached and took his hand, and she was lost in the ocean of his touch, lost in the ocean of his touch. He spoke with her of things unknown to man, as shadows shortened, then grew long again. talked with her of real and right and wrong, of cool and amber wisdom, until the light was gone and she was lost in the ocean of his soul, lost in the ocean of his soul. And you don't have to do much talking, 'cause baby, I realize there's a whole conversation in those golden eyes. The mother star hid behind its child. He looked at her through amber eyes and smiled. The fires of day became the fires of night. They crushed the grass together, bathed in amber light, and she was lost in the ocean of his love, lost in the ocean of his love. Thank you. Greetings, John. Welcome.
It's interesting to me how many of the songs you sing in these little concerts I've heard you sing before.
Mm-hmm.
Live.
Mm-hmm.
It's just more than I had expected. Thank you.
I saw your smile when I started to sing that one. It took you a few bars to recognize it, and then I saw you go, oh, I know this song. I've heard this song before.
And another one earlier.
Oh, that's great, great. Well, you know, Alan, I have about 50 songs that I really like, plus another, 20 or 30 covers, other folks have written. And it's been, that's about all. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've written more and started more and played with more, but it takes me years to write a song. I carve them slowly over time. It takes dozens and dozens of iterations. I write. They say Leonard Cohen wrote 80 verses for Hallelujah. And I'd love to hear all 80 of those. I think that would really be fun. I'll bet you some of them were really silly and stupid, and it'd be fun to hear those. But I can relate. I've written most of my songs very, very, very carefully. Yeah.
I'd love to hear you sing 5 of those.
5 of those verses of Hallelujah.
Any 5 of your choice.
Any 5. I could sing. I've made up some verses to that song. I could sing the lost verses of Hallelujah. What's it to ya? Yeah. This next song is a statement of appreciation and of potential loss. I realized just a couple of days ago, I was thinking about how the overwhelming, when I was growing up, this song reflects this. When I was growing up, the overwhelming threat, the great disaster that was looming over the world was the population explosion. And if you looked at the graph, it was going up exponentially. It had hockey sticked and it was taking off like crazy. And it looked like we were gonna outweigh the Earth by the year 2025. And it's changed. Things have happened now that are unforeseen. People have stopped reproducing as much on a global level, and in most of the developed countries of the world, it's just better birth control and people having choices, of how many kids they have and stuff. And also, male fertility has dropped immensely in the last few years. Apparently, we're poisoning our environment, or something's going on. Gaia is doing some kind of self-correction to limit. Apparently, looks like the human population is going to level off at around 10 or 11 billion people now, which is still a lot, but it's more manageable than what we were looking at in the 70s. Now climate change looms over us, and these giant, calamities loom over us. I wonder if some sort of self-correction will also happen with that one. We shall see. Well, this one actually talks about both of those and environmental degradation too. It's called Someday Children. A bee doesn't buzz from her own perspective. She feels every wing beat as it thunders in her ears. A tree doesn't speak unless he speaks so slowly that he finishes a sentence every 100 years. By the time I've sung this song, we'll have made 1,000 babies. Chances are those babies see the next century. And 11 billion more will take a look around them, and the truth will dawn upon them as they read their history. Hey there, children, can you hear that sound? It's the silence of the islands and the coastlines drowned. It's the sound of a savannah, and the lion never roars. Someday, children, all this will be yours. I go swimming on the reef. I don't forget my sunscreen. It takes a lot of sunscreen in this hot summer sun. And I love to eat my beef, though it outweighs all the mammals in the wild by a factor of 15 to 1. I remember when today was in the far, far future. Now the far, far future is pounding on the shore. If we don't listen now, these troubled times we're going through are gonna look like paradise in another decade more. Hey there, children, can you hear that sound? It's the silence of the islands and the coastlines drowned. It's the sound of a savannah where the lion never roars. Someday, children, all this will be yours. Someday, children, all this will be yours. A bee doesn't buzz from her own perspective. She feels every wing beat as it thunders in her ears. A tree doesn't speak unless he speaks so slowly that he finishes a sentence every 100 years. Aye.
That's one of the most beautiful songs for the earth that I've ever heard. And the final line, I fear for my children. Thank you.
Thanks, Alan. That's one you haven't heard before.
That's right. Edge of tears right now.
Oh, thank you. That came from the initial inspiration for that song came from a comment that my father made that really changed my life. It changed my outlook on life. You spend thousands of hours with your kids, and every once in a while you do something that changes their attitude or their life or influences them in a huge way, and you never know what those moments. You have to do the thousands of hours because because you don't know which of those moments is going to be that crucial thing where you left an imprint on their life. But out of nowhere one day he said to me, Gary, a bee doesn't think buzz. A bee thinks flap, flap, flap. And the degree to which that opened my mind is hard to convey. I realized that not everything lives at the same speed. That I realized, got a better concept of deep time and how our life is an eye blink and a tree's life is this longer spread, and a bee or a fly, some insects live one day. So what's that day like for them? It's all they know. It's a day. It's their day. Of course, we only live one day too. There's only one day. There's no tomorrow doesn't exist, yesterday doesn't exist, but that's another subject. I'm going to play one more song for you today. In case you're inspired to contribute to the cause, I put my PayPal and my Venmo in the chat, and I do appreciate those conversations. I've got a couple of people that mail me a check once in a while too. That not everybody does PayPal and Venmo, and I honor that and appreciate that, and it really helps. I'm going to be hitting the road again this week, going back to Denver, and so I will not be coming to you from my little trailer in my friend's backyard until again maybe 6 months from now. This last song could actually this incorporates all the elements, pretty much, and so I might even sing it when I do the air episode coming up, maybe next week, maybe not, but I may sing this twice in a row because this song is called "Breathing Through My Skin." It originated with an article in Smithsonian Magazine about frogs, and it was talking about the cloud forests, the really high altitude tropical forests where the climate is unique, and as the planet warms up, it drives those cloud forests just a little higher and higher, and it was going to chase the little amphibians clear off the tops of the trees. They were going to run out of environment because of climate change, and that the article happened to mention that frogs are especially sensitive to environmental influences because they partially breathe through their skins. They have lungs, but they take in a good deal of the oxygen that they take in is through their skins. And I thought to myself, I know what that feels like. I have felt like that, where I was breathing through my skin. And years later, after that noticing, I had a reunion with a girlfriend, and I was inspired to write this song. Here we go. Been so long since I felt this fire. Been so long since I moved to this rhythm, to this slow, sweet rhythm. Been so long since I felt this fire. Been so long since I moved to this rhythm. Lazy lips, flesh like no other, slender hand, the hand of a lover. Take your time, unmend my fences, let your hands melt away my defenses. Take from me my old rusty armor, let it fall gently to the floor. Yes, it's you. Do-do-do-do. Yes, it's me. Not a dream, and not a memory. There at last, I think I've opened up my senses wide enough to take in the impossible reality of loving you. And then I'm breathing through my skin. I'm breathing through my skin. Now we lie in the presence of forest, air so green. I taste with my body, and now we stand on a cliff top at sunrise, between earth and skies. Take my hand. Wait, I could hang here forever. Let our souls arrive. Let's go through this together. There at last, I think I've opened up my senses wide enough to take in the impossible reality of loving you. And then I'm breathing through my skin. I'm breathing through my skin. I'm breathing through my skin. Been so long since I felt this fire.